Well, hello everyone. Yeah, it's time for another video. This one is going to be a little different though today. Today I have already cooked and finished my project, and I made silent video of me doing my work. I woke up really early this morning and I thought, I'm going to make my strawberry jam today. But most people who know me know I'm not really a morning person. I'm not very vocal and don't like to talk a lot. So I just took video of me, and I'm hoping to do a voiceover as the day goes by. First though, I wanted to talk a little bit about what you would need if you want to try to make jam yourself. There are some tools that you need. First, of course, you need your fruit. Whatever fruit you want, you can make it. The next thing, which I like to do, is you need pectin. This is Sure-Jell. There are many different brands on the market. This helps keep the jam solid. It also comes with directions. So this is where my recipe came from. So you can, if you ever decide to make jam, you can just follow the recipe right on the box. You also need a few interesting tools when you make jam. You will need a canning funnel. This is plastic. You put it on top of the jar so you don't get guck all over the jar as you're filling it. You also need canning tongs if you're going to process your jam, which means putting it in hot water and letting it set so it can set and process and be done. So I'm going to show you a little bit of what's already done. And then I'll come back in a minute after I show you all the video and we'll finish up. So this is me starting the jam. The first thing you do is prepare the fruit, which means cutting it and washing it, making sure it's small enough, because the next step is going to be crushing. Okay, the next step is going to be rinsing the berries and then crushing them to make sure that they're not in whole pieces as you make the jam. Now I prefer to just use my hands and just crush them up all together. You can also use a mashed potato masher. I think maybe you could put them in a blender or Ninja. I don't recommend doing that. I just prefer crushing them by hand because you get different kinds of pieces. I'm not sure why this is fast mode, but this is cooking the jam with the sugar. Okay, the jam is all cooked. The pectin and the sugar is in it. It has boiled for 1 minute. Now it's time to fill the jars. This is the point where you use the canning funnel. As you can see, I put it over the jar. The jars have been sitting in hot water, as have been the lids. So they need to be warm because the jam is very hot. You don't want the glass to crack. So you fill it up to the bottom of the screw tab with your prepared jam. Generally it takes not quite 2 ladles. And then you have to take the funnel off, put the lid and the ring on it, and tighten it hand tight, not super tight, but hand tight. And then you continue as you will finish doing all the jars. The next step, if you want to do it this way, is processing the jars. What this means is you put them in a canning kettle, which has a rack inside to hold the jars. So the jars are upright as they process. As you can see from the steam, the canning kettle has been boiling. And this is also where you use the canning tongs. Now they are specifically made to catch and release jars. You can see that they're rounded on the top side. So you put all of your jars in. They should have about 2 inches of water above them as they sit in the kettle. And you just make sure that they're all in there nice and snug. And for jam, they have to sit in the boiling water for 10 minutes. This sterilizes them and also makes sure that they're properly sealed. This is an old-fashioned method of making sure the jar is sealed. Okay, the jars have been processing in the boiling water for 10 minutes. So it's time to take them out and let them set and start sealing themselves. This takes a little bit of time because the jars are super hot. Oh my goodness, as you can see. So you take them out of the water. I normally give them a slight angle shake off to make sure any excess water it comes off of the top of the lid, and you just take them off. I tend to set them on a kitchen towel because they're hot, and also have hot water around them to let them sit and just do their thing. Eventually what they're going to do is each jar should make a small popping sound. That means that the flat part of the seal that I put on first before I put on the ring has pushed down and sealed the jar of jam properly, so it's shelf stable for, I believe, 18 months. You will see me after I take all of the jars out to start listening. They can start popping anywhere between 2 minutes and a half an hour after you take them out. And here they are, the finished product. Okay, so that's the process of how you make jam. If you want to try it, please be welcome, but I thought you'd also like to just see how it's done. I'll see you again soon.